We've had rockcod, we've had hound shark, smooth nose, flat nose, whatever nose you want of a hound shark, you're going to get it down on the coast, Vinesh. Yes, definitely things have been happening.
Couta, couta, couta. It's been couta all week long. That's the flavor of the week. That's going to be in your hatch this weekend.
There you go, buddy. Hit it now.
This is the Angler News SA podcast. I'm Vanessa Green.
Hello anglers, welcome to another Angler News KZN fishing report, and let me start off by saying the name of the title. The Garrick and Shad are back and I absolutely love it. It's what we've been waiting for, it's what we've been yearning for, it's what the season is for. Remember a couple weeks ago I told you, can you sniff it? Well, this is what I could get. This is that scent I could get. It was the scent of pure autumn action. And along with that Shad and Garrick, we've also got cob, we've got kingfish, we've got pompano, we've got snoek, there's couta, there's non-eds, there's bronze bream, and there's even a rare catch of an angel shark. KZN is absolutely on fire right now, so I can't wait to get into it. I'm super excited, but before we do, guys, huge shout out to our sponsors, the Kingfisher.
The Kingfisher are the leading fishing tackle specialist. We stock gear for every facet of fishing, from carp to couta, marlin to trout. Basically, everything. We have stores across KZN, from Toti to Salt Rock, Durban to Pietermaritzburg. You can also find us online at kingfisher.co.za.
Thank you, the Kingfisher. Now, guys, before we kick off the show, right, I want to tell you about something super exciting, and that is we have another show coming out. So look out for it. It should be out on Monday, where we have the Q&A, the Angler News Q&A. Now, this is about all the questions you've been asking, right? I have access to the country's finest anglers, and they are going to answer these questions. So if you got any questions, please send it to us. Send it to anglernews.co.za, and we will be glad to answer it. And you know what? If I can't answer it, well, you know I'm dealing with the country's best to give you the most accurate answers. Now, in this week's show, we're going to kick it off in Durban. Then we're going to jump to the North Coast. We're going to jump onto some freshwater. And then we're going to round it off where all the action is down the South Coast.
How's it, guys? Yes, it was a good weekend on the beaches. Some lovely big browns were caught, some swans and some good ones. Some lovely sandies came out. No honeys this weekend that I heard of, unless they skipped my ears. But there was some good fish around. Some lovely stumpies have been getting caught. Grunters in the mix there as well. 1-2 cob. Shad started down on the South Coast, apparently there towards Toti. I couldn't confirm it. I was just told that they were there. But yeah, otherwise there was some lovely fish on the beaches. The guys that put in the time, the effort, got some good fish. Well worth going to the beaches to go overthrow. The guys in the ski boats and the paddle skis, lots of snook again. They popped up. Guys did very well there. Some lovely couta being caught, especially further up north around the Durban area. Mainly some bonnies. I saw a couple of paddle skiers got some lovely duties on the weekend. So yeah, there was quite a bit of action there. In the deep on the bottoms, again, couple keelback, couple doggers, a lot of rock cards, a lot of slingers, those sort of things. But yeah, that is a ski boat doing very well. The guys in the bay, lovely grunter. There was a lot of good sized grunter around. The guys started getting those half cob again up to 2-3 kilo size. There was quite a few of those. Kingies were a little bit quiet this weekend, but I'm sure they'll make comeback as soon as that east blows and turns the water up a little bit. Yeah, so it's well worth having a look there as well. Guys, thank you very much. This is Mike V for ANSA News.
Good morning, guys. Brad Linsky, fishing charters. Yeah, guys, the fishing report from the last week out of the Durban area of Skibo. It starts off with the game fish side. Guys, you see that the water starting to clean up after all the heavy rains that we had. A couple of snook off the Blue Lagoon, the Ashley area and Umhlanga, along with some really nice couta coming out in that sort of area as well. Problem with the coutas, there's quite a bit of sharks in that shallow area of Umhlanga. How's good luck when you do hook it, if you do get it in. On the bottom fishing side, yeah, guys, bottom fishing has been quite remarkable over the last week. Some really good slingers, some soldiers, and some nice rock cards and stuff. Also, what's happening at the moment is that the hop cob are starting to arrive again for this time of year. And yeah, so guys, fishing seems to be getting a bit better compared to the last couple of weeks. So we've had some really bad weather and rain and stuff. Like I said, and this is Brad for Angling News South Africa.
Thank you, Mike and Brad. What a start, boys. It is sounding fantastic. And just in time with that skiboat report, because this weekend, it's the Umhlanga Skiboat Festival. Yours truly will be out there bringing you the latest news. And if you want to see the catches, make sure to check out our TikTok, Angler News SA. I'll be bringing you some footage from there. I'll probably even do a live show from there. So be sure to check it out and follow us, guys, because that's the only way you're going to know when we are going live. And yeah, if you want to see that big fish, follow Angler News South Africa. Now, let's get back to the fishing report. Let's talk about some freshwater news before we dive into all that action with the cob and the sandies and the diamonds and the honeys happening on the North Coast.
Hey there, guys. So we've had a few dry days along with temperature and humidity dropping nicely. And just as we think that we can start getting excited that autumn might just finally be getting a foot in the door, it's a case of here we go again. And as the heavens opened up and with thunder rolling overhead. The big rains of the end of last week, which averaged between 30 and 50 mils, but anything up to about 100 mils were reported, put everything on the back foot once again. And while I'm having a look and casting a jaundiced eye on the long-term forecast, I have to add here, don't pack your water wings away just yet. With the rushing rivers, the returns from the Natal Fly Fishers Club river anglers have been zip over the past week. Not one angler ventured out. The rivers are bank to bank and heaving. And with the land saturated to the hilt, it's going to be a while yet before we can hit the water. And our waiting game still continues. Word from Underberg, however, is that the rivers are starting to settle nicely. The report coming from Dwayne Howell from the Underberg Fly Fishing and Lifestyle Hub. So if you're planning a trip that side of a berg, do give Dwayne a shout. There were only a couple, and I say 2 returns from the Natal Fly Fishers Club Stillwater anglers. The local Midlands water experiencing a blank, but a water much further afield, much closer to Ladysmith Newcastle members, produced some fish in the 13 to 15 inch, that is 33 to 8 centimeter bracket, while the rains took a wee break on the weekend. On a more serious note for the Midlands, the Department of Agriculture has confirmed ongoing outbreaks of foot and mouth disease in KZN. So control measures are in place to control the spread, and the NFFC have taken the decision to close some of its water with immediate effect. Please take heed and are urged to maintain biosecurity and movement protocols and report any suspected cases. There's more information available on the National Department and KZN Agriculture's official platforms. Bass are maintaining an extremely low profile. No word from Albert Falls Dam, but there are some fish coming to hand at Midmar. The third event in the Joey's Tournament Trail Series takes place this weekend at Midmar. Wishing all anglers tight lines, and I look forward to reporting that there are indeed still some fish around. Guys, do stop in the Kingfisher Maritzburg for the best in tackle advice. And this is Jan Korobel reporting for Angler News South Africa from Kingfisher Maritzburg.
Thank you, Jan. It's always so good to hear from you, my friend. And thank you for that forecast for the bass happening this weekend, the Joey's Tournament Trail. I have no doubt those guys were keeping their cards close to the chest because, you know, bass anglers when it comes to comp, But we'll get the reports and then we'll know exactly what's going on because, you know, I love my bass fishing. I will be getting out there. But now, up to the North Coast, guys, it has been absolutely fantastic. Now, I spoke to quite a few anglers out there, right? Because the guys fished competition over the week. And then during the course of the week, I managed to chat to a few tackle stores. Now, in Umhlanga, huge pompano came out. Well, we saw the big one, that circle in the socials, but there has been 1 or 2 others in between. Moving further up, guys, it's been cob. The guys have been having a cob smash. That's around that Stangers and Quasi area. Moving further up, that cob also out at Nyogi's. Now, moving further up, right, there has been a odd diamond, there has been the odd sandies, there has been a few more other non-ed species. So non-ed action was happening this week. Further up, right up to St. Lucia and Cape Vidal, well, that's where things were a bit difficult. Now, there were a few guys that got some good fish, but it was mainly that rock species, those bream species. So there was action. Now, if you're looking for some offshore action, well, guys, couta. It's been couta all week long, but there's also been a couple snook in between. Dorado, no sign of. Tuna, nothing really. Snook and couta. That's what's happening up there. So if you guys are planning on fishing those skibo comps this week, couta and snook, that's the flavor of the week. That's going to be in your hatch this weekend. Now let's dive straight into the South Coast, kicking it off with Ray Thompson.
There's been quite a few fish on that lower South Coast. Jennington, all the way through to Scottborough, had some sand sharks and diamonds. Very few edibles, however. A couple of stone bream and that down at Heberdean. But with the water cleaning up, school holidays in full progress, there's been quite a few little cob at the river mouth at Umhlanga for those of you that want to try and catch some cob. Ilovo, Carradine, again, very quiet. A couple of sand sharks that came out this weekend. A small sprinkling of shad, and that is it. Guys, got some lovely weather coming up for this weekend. Go out there and have fun. Tight lines.
Oh, yes, it's going to be tight lines indeed, Raymond. Now, let's get into the grand finale with our South Coast guru, Adam.
Hey, Vinesh and fellow listeners. Hope everyone's had an awesome week. As we know that the North Coast has been getting some really good fish. See, Pretoria's getting some loads of up the North Coast, and we know about those sandies last week. However, the South Coast is definitely not to be outshone within this week and last week, which we know about. There was a Garrick first of the season of Margate Pier. We know of a beautiful Boardman by Aki's. And we know of loads and loads of greys just all over the show. Margate being a place for them. It seems like that's just going to be the regular from now on. We've had some bream, believe it or not. So those have started to fight again, which is good for us non-ed anglers. Should have been a little bit on the swag side, but that is okay because everything else has been keeping us occupied. We've had a few good smaller cod in that sort of 4, 5, 6, 7 kilo range. We've had rockcod. We've had hound shark, smooth nose, flap nose, whatever nose you want of a and shark, you're going to get it down on the coast, Vinesh. Yes, definitely things have been happening here. I would just like to say to all anglers out there, if you guys are coming down to the coast for the school holidays and the long weekends coming up, guys, please just remember your permits and your licenses, remember your catches and your bag limits, and please, guys, just be safe on the rock. Otherwise, if I was coming down, again, I've said this numerous times, it is the South Coast. Bring everything and the kitchen sink because you never know what you're going to catch. So stay safe, guys. Tight lines. Let's see those catches. And always just remember, fishing is about having fun. Whether you catch a fish or not, it's just about getting out there and enjoying yourself. South Coast reporter Adam Lyon for Angling News, South Africa.
Yes, Adam, your beauty. What a way to round off the show. I absolutely love it. The weekend is looking amazing. The fish has been coming out from last week. It's been coming out during the course of the week. Guys, this weekend is going to be absolutely epic. There's going to be fish all along the coastline. There's going to be fish on the freshwater, on the rock and surf, and on the ski boat side, right? So, you know what? Like I said, if you're looking for that ski boat fish, if you can't make it down to the ski boat club, follow us. Check it out on our TikTok channel, Angler News SA. And guys, get out there, get that fishing done. It's going to be truly marvelous. So, until the next one.
This is the Angler News SA podcast. I'm Vanessa Green. Find more episodes at ecr.co.za under podcasts or your favorite podcast app. Let's fish for the future.